unit was on first grade geography, the world in spatial terms, and the book I chose for my story in a bag is called Mapping Penny's World by Laureen Leedy. And the reason I chose this book is because it teaches concepts about aerial perspective and measuring distances, which are important when teaching this unit. So, my name is Lisa, and my class is making maps this month. My teacher, Mr. Jason, said a map is a picture of some place from above. It's like flying over that spot in an airplane. Mr. Jason says we can make a map of any place, like a room, a yard, or a neighborhood. Maybe I can make a map of my bedroom at home. So, we are looking at this picture and we see that there are some things you have to include on a map. A title, which is what place the map shows, the key, which we have over here, and the symbols. Now, the key explains what the symbols on the map mean, and the symbols are pictures that stand for the real thing. So, for example, we're looking at the red star, which means our classroom, and we find it on the map and it's right there, so we know that the red star symbolizes our classroom. We also need to include a scale, which we find over here. The scale shows what a map measurement represents in real life. So in this example, 1 unit is equal to 10 feet. We also have to have a compass rose, which shows direction on the map: north, east, south, and west. The last thing we should include on our map is labels. A label is where there's extra space that you can write in little details, like on our school we wrote the cafeteria and gym and the playground. So we need to remember that when we're looking at our maps throughout the book to see how she does with remembering all her things that she needs to include on her map. I'll measure my room and everything in it to make my map. Of course, I'll have to include Penny's bed. Penny is my Boston Terrier, and she sleeps in here too. And here we have our own little Penny, who will assist us in reading the book. Oops. Okay. Do you want to measure the fish tank, Penny? My map shows how my bedroom would look from overhead, as if I were looking down from the ceiling. That is a close-up map of the fish tank. Thanks for your help, Penny. So let's look at her map. Do we see a title? My Bedroom by Lisa. Alright, do we have a key with symbols? Over here we see the key. Big gray square for the window, pink squiggly line for the curtain. Looks good. Is there a scale? Yep, 1 unit is equal to 1 foot. And the reason she can measure that is she probably used something like this, which is a tape measure. Very helpful in measuring long distances. Alright, we have our scale. How about our compass rose? Yep, right up here she has it. I have a little one that you would use as a compass rose. You hold it in your hand and you can see what direction you're facing. Right now I am facing southeast. Alright, does she have labels? Alright, we see the bed, the plant, the rug. So it looks like this map includes everything she needed. Penny likes to hide her toys and other stuff in the yard. I have found shoes and socks in the strangest places. Maybe I'll make a map of Penny's hideouts. On this map, some of the symbols stand for the goodies she has hidden outside. The rest of the symbols represent the fence, table, and other things that are supposed to be out there. Penny, if you hide my doll, you are in big trouble. So, we look at this map and we see our title and our key and symbols. We see a scale. Our compass is just pointing north, and she also has a couple labels. So let's use the key to help find the sock that Penny hid. Alright, so we look on the key and we see the sock is a red sock. So we find it on the map. It's right here. It's right next to this big blue circle. I wonder what the big blue circle could be. So we look back to the key and we see the big blue circle is a bird bath. So Penny hid our sock next to a bird bath. Maps are good for giving directions. Suppose Penny's friend Maxine wants to come over. You could say, go out your back door, turn right by the trash cans, crawl under the gap in the wooden fence, watch out for the big orange cat, squeeze through the bushes, turn left, look for the yellow fire hydrant, turn right on the sidewalk, go to the third house on the right with the big red door, sit down in front of it, and bark. Or you could draw a map instead. Here is the shortest way from Maxine's house to our house. It's a lot longer if you go around the block instead of going the back way. So let's look at Maxine's route to our house, which is our title. We have our key, which includes Maxine's path, the house, and the wooden fence. We have our symbols. We have a scale. We have a compass rose, and we also have labels. She labeled the roads, and she labeled the houses. Our house, neighbor's house, Maxine's house. This is another really good map. I can't take Maxine when I ride my bike because there's only room for Penny in the basket. See Penny in the basket? It's a good bike ride. These are our trails. To make this map, I measured our footpaths with a pedometer, a tool that shows how far a person walks. For the bike trails, I used an odometer, which shows how far a vehicle travels. The map scale shows the real distances in the park. According to the map, the distance between point A and point B is 2/10 of a mile. So let's check out this map. We have our title, our key, our symbols. We also have a scale, which is 1/10 of a mile. So when we're measuring point A to B, there's 1/10, there's 2/10. We also have our compass rose. In the middle, it's pointing north, and she labeled the lake and the road. When we go out into the neighborhood, Penny has some favorite places she likes to visit again and again. I wonder if the next map will be about Penny's favorite places. Let's see. Yep, it was. I made this three-dimensional map with construction paper and clay. The numbers show where Penny can do different activities. So we have our title, we have a key, and our symbols in this map are different because the ones before have had pictures where this one is using numbers. So number 1 is watch turtles and ducks. So we find number 1 on the map, and that's where Penny likes to watch turtles and ducks. We look at number 2, and it says bark at squirrels. So we find number 2, and that's where Penny likes to bark at squirrels. So she has a good key and good symbols. We also see a scale and our compass rose and our labels. She labeled Main Street, and she also labeled some of the places that Penny likes to go, like her pet shop, a food store. She also labeled the bike shop and the gift shop. Penny loves to travel outside our neighborhood too. I think there are special places she would enjoy visiting, like a doggy treat factory, a really huge park, or a big dog show. This map shows a few of the places Penny can go, and I'm going with her. Don't forget the maps, Penny!